Right, it's impossible to carry off an event of epic proportions without displeasing someone, but it also takes quite a bit of carelessness to rub a massive group of people the wrong way. An opening ceremony of any mega event, more so an Olympics, is about projecting the host country's traditions, maintaining the ethos of the games, and bringing some of the biggest sporting icons of the country together. It's the opening act of a long play. And the pressure is on organizers to get it right. Paris wanted to set an example and set the tone of the games with an opening ceremony like never before. So they ditched the stadium or the village and opted for River Seine instead as the place for it all to unfold, the water body that runs through the city. Pollution and toxins aside, they wanted to provide spectators and everyone gathered there a spectacle to remember. And the excitement was sky high, despite the rains that threatened to dampen spirits. But I'll tell you what, rain couldn't do what the opening scenes of the ceremony managed to do, create quite a furore. What you saw there was, let's call it a rendition of the famous Last Supper, as originally depicted by the famous artist Leonardo da Vinci. The Last Supper originally is a depiction of the biblical scene of Jesus with his apostles, sharing the last meal before the crucifixion. Now, it's great to pay your respects to something that is revered by Catholics the world over. What France did was basically give their spin to it. So what was supposed to be an adaptation turned into a bit of a parody for the purists. Why? Because the scenes had drag queens performing every character of the famous and religious Last Supper. The scene featured DJ and producer Barbara Bush, LGBTQA+ icon flanked by drag artists and dancers on either side. And that sparked outrage across the world. Everyone was fuming at France's seemingly insensitive hand in treating something that was sacred to many. It was seen as an act ridiculing religious sentiments. And the internet broke with many lashing out at the organizers for trying to execute something in what they called a superficial garb of wokeness. They were also upset with the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, that governs all of this, to allow something like this to pass. And it was not just common folk or some celebrities witnessing the ceremony who criticized this. Politicians the world over gave their own spin to this, calling this a shambolic representation on a global event. They blamed the organizers for abusing the Bible and making a mockery of an iconic scene. One of the many who condemned this was, of course, Russia's foreign minister spokesperson, Maria Zakharova. The IOC did not say anything over the weekend, but the growing clamor forced Paris 2024 spokesperson Anna Dishaw to come out with an apology.
And clearly there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group. On the contrary, I think that Thomas Joly really tried to really intend to celebrate community tolerance. That was his word yesterday. And looking at the result of the polls that we shared, we believe that this ambition was achieved. If people have taken any offense, we are, of course, really, really sorry.
And subsequently, that particular clip That part of that ceremony was also pulled down afterwards. But that's not the only faux pas that Paris organizers ended up making. As the South Korean contingent made their rowing entrance along the river, they were mistakenly introduced as North Korea. Though the subtitle, the text on the bottom of screens that was broadcasting the opening ceremony for those viewing outside was correct, the error is politically sensitive, owing to the tense relations between the two countries. On Sunday, Thomas Bach, the IOC president, had a conversation with South Korean President Yoon and then issued a personal apology for the same. North Korea is in fact making a bit of a comeback of sorts to the Olympics after they had pulled out of Tokyo edition. 16 athletes are now representing North Korea at the Paris Games. The country had been subsequently banned from the 2022 Winter Olympics for having pulled out of Tokyo. Keeping these controversies aside though, the biggest, most poignant scene from the ceremony was, of course, the appearance of tennis icon and legend at Paris, owing to his dominance at the French Open, Rafael Nadal, who was personally requested by the mayor of Paris, Hidalgo, to be one of the torchbearers. In fact, this edition saw many non-French superstars like Nadia Comaneci, Serena Williams and Zinedine Zidane too taking part in the torch relay. At least what started on a controversial note ended rather nostalgically.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for our future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment. So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished. Obviously today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
We'll start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Eric Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital in Washington, D.C.